Guys, you have done entrepreneurship, isn't it? So what is entrepreneurship? Who is an entrepreneur? Huh? Epa? Now, remember I said we are here to talk with each other, isn't it? Uh-huh. You have heard? Huh?
Okay, it's a person who identifies a business opportunity, corrects all resources after analyzing the risk and investing in the opportunity.
Umesikia hiyo? In a layman language. Because that is in a professional what? And we say, by the way, most of the reason why we fail in business is because we want to do it in a professional way. Sometimes you need to relax, and you do it your way. Are you there? So identifying an opportunity, you see it. So to see that what? Opportunity is already what? A fact, okay? Then after you have identified an opportunity, what do? You look for resources. And then you go ahead and do what? Implement. And not just to implement, you implement it differently. You implemented what? Differently. Okay? Now, what's an investment? Or who is an investor? What's an investment? I'm talking to people who have gone out to Section 6. Who is an investor? A person who buys up an idea, full stop. Now, when you just buy an idea, you are a prospective investor, isn't it? But of course, when you can look at an investment and an investor, isn't it? An investment is a revenue-generating what? Asset. Can be an asset, can also be a result that generate what? A return. Okay? Is an asset that generates what? Return. So as an investor, you want to multiply, or a person who intends to increase his wealth. So you have a shilling, you want to make it a what? A dollar. So you want to make a shilling out of a what? A shilling. So when you do that, you are what? An investor. So who comes first? The entrepreneur or the investor? The entrepreneurs come first, isn't it? He sees the what? The opportunity. Then when he sees the opportunity, he looks for resources so that he can implement. When he have done the implementation, he becomes a what? An investor, okay? The only difference is that an entrepreneur does not sleep. Harari, are you there? So after implementing, he continue looking for more what? More opportunities. And remember, opportunities can even be within the same what? The same opportunity. So when you're also looking at how to expand, you're also looking at more opportunity within the same what? Opportunity. So you start by being an entrepreneur and then become a what? An investor. But you don't continue now becoming an investor throughout. You keep on looking for more and more what? Ideas. Are we together? I want us to look at now the 3 questions that I've said you're going to answer. Which are the 3 questions? 1, why invest? Why invest? Number 2, where to invest? Number 3, when to invest? And somebody have went ahead and said how, isn't it? Now how are now the what? The tools, isn't it? Because which one? Why invest? Why do we invest? Yeah? 2, why do we invest? The reason why we normally invest, as you said, is that we want to increase our wealth. Now I believe, and somebody have mentioned here, that we all have a belief, a vision. A belief and a what? A vision that one day, you become what? Rich. Isn't it? Utakuwa na pesa. Anyone without that vision? Kuna yote hana hiyo vision? Huh? Or if you put it in an awkward way, you say, I'll never die poor. Isn't it? I'll never die poor. So even if you're at the age of 50, you say what? At the age of 70. At the age of what? 70. So if you're at the age of 70, you say what? At the age of what? 90, isn't it? Even a few days before you die, you just say, I still have the vision. And if the words go to the words, you say that, I think it was meant here, it was not meant here. I'll become what? Rich where? There. Isn't it? Now, therefore, in the first place, the reason why you want to invest is because you don't want to live the same kind of life for the rest of your what? Your life, isn't it? So therefore, you must always have the vision of becoming what? Richer. Okay, so why do we invest? Because we want to be increase our what? Wealth. Okay, and of course, don't forget that when you increase your wealth, you also expand or prolong your life in this what? In this world. Now, are there times when you normally sit and regret why? Do I need to complete? Are there times when you sit and regret why you are? You know what I want to mean, eh? Why you are born? Are there times? Let's share. Are there times? Huh? Now, what are some of the reasons why you normally regret? Why? Huh? Come again? Maisha ina chapa. And they are not working, isn't it? And you feel like, I think I'm not the kind of person that I say that never have resources. Do you have the resource? The resources. And here resources also include the human resource. We start with you. We start with what? With you. So you need to consider the resources. You also need to consider what else? The location, is it? The risk involved, and so forth. So we need to look at where to invest. Number 3 is what? Our third question was? No, before we go to how? When? When do you invest? No, in short term, at the right time. At the right? Now, when is the right time? The right time. Now, of course, but as investors, you invest at the right time. And the right time is when you are ready. When you are, many a time, business normally fail or investment fail because you invest at the wrong time. Okay? Now, what do you consider when looking at the right time? You look at what? There. When does that opportunity arise? So invest at the right time. And I'm saying the right time is when you are ready. Do you have capital? So sometimes you start when you have no capital, only to realize that you cannot continue because you invested what? At the wrong time. But maybe I may support the pastor. And I say that sometimes opportunity, luck, and God favor comes together. So what have I said? Opportunity, what else? Luck and God's favor, isn't it? And also the last one, God's what? Lazima mkono wa Mungu fanya nini? Uonekane, sidio? Otherwise, you may invest and you just don't ask for blessings. You need to invest and then ask for blessings. Are you there? Now, I need us now more so to dwell most on how to invest. Tools of what? Investment. And I'm also going to dwell on tools of investment because this is very, very important. Now, what are the tools of investment? Tools of what? Investment. Now, when you look at tools of investment, one of the major tools of investment is attitude. Is what? Attitude. So you must have a positive attitude towards the type of what? Investment. So you must have the right attitude, because if you don't have the right attitude, then you can never succeed in what? In business. Am I communicating? Where the attitude represents what? So if you go ahead, how do you elaborate? What is attitude? What is attitude? Your what? What is attitude? Your perception, isn't it? So your attitude is your perception towards that kind of investment. If you have a negative perception, you cannot actually decide, for instance, to start a church. And in the first place, even a church is an investment, isn't it? And in the first place, you don't believe in a Christianity, and you want to go there and do what? Is it possible? Already you have a negative attitude. You cannot succeed, isn't it? You cannot actually go to sell beer if in the first place you believe that beer is what? Is bad, isn't it? You already have a negative. That business would have failed before you do what? Before you start. Are you there? So the first thing is your attitude. Okay? Now, when it comes to tools or investment, there's also the question of who are the people who are going to assist you in the what? In that particular investment. And let me tell you, and maybe those who are already there, others are not yet there, and others will be coming, that one of the key pillars in investment is your partner. Am I communicating? Is your? And in this case in particular, I'm talking about the partner that you're thinking about. Which is the partner you're thinking about? Somebody is saying a wife. So it is only men who are thinking. So who is that partner? Is the spouse? Or the wives are not supposed to invest? Who is supposed to invest, by the way? Now, let me put it like there is a friend here who has just said that he has found a what? A partner, isn't it? And let me tell you that that is an investment. That is the investment. If you invest in the wrong partner, a partner can bring blessings, can bring a support, and can also destroy your life. True or false? So when you are making a choice, one, and I don't want to scare, don't look at me in a sympathetic manner. I'm very serious, And unfortunately, sometimes you're not able to evaluate the kind of a partner that you get, but if you get that other one, just try to live in it, because sometimes it is not possible. But I'm telling you, these partners can either lift you up or bring you down. You can imagine you want to do an investment of which your partner is already negative about it. That even when this person meets some of your prospective customers, anawaambia mnafanya biashara na huyo? At your own what? And that is the partner at home. Do you think that partner can go ahead? Can that partner go ahead? No. Already the partner is not support. So always a partner should give you a supporting hand. A supporting hand. And please, for those who are partners here, please give a supporting what? Hand. Because without a supporting hand, you are less assured that you can never do what? Succeed. You can never succeed. I know some of you are normally bothered by employees as a CEO or even as a manager, as a supervisor, isn't it? And this employee one, you are not related. This employee, either you are a boss or he's a junior, isn't it? And you're only with that person for only a few what? Hours. You can imagine that other person. You cannot, even if you try to run away, you turn this side, you see the same partner. You turn the other side, you see the same partner. You cannot even think. You cannot even think. So the first investment is what? The right what? The right spouse. Tuko pamoja? The right spouse. So that's a tool. That is one of the tools of what? Investment. So far you have how many? 2. 1, attitude. Number 2? Number 3? Yes. Which are the other tools? Hey, what are the other tools? See, I thought we are talking. Yes? Now, there is also the issue of, I've had a situation whereby a person has been told to prepare a business proposal. Have you ever heard of a business proposal? And sometimes you wonder, now, this business proposal that is required is a tool. Before you start a business, you must have a business proposal. And now, this business proposal, sometimes you don't know how to prepare such a proposal, and you go to an expert, maybe to John Mwagi, who is an auditor, and tell him that I have been requested to present a what? A business proposal. Mwagi, in his own language, he prepares a business proposal and give it to you. And then when you present your business proposal, maybe to a financier or any other person, and he asks you what you have in mind, you find that completely what you are talking about and what is in the proposal are completely what? Different. Please, be a layman. Write a proposal which is in you. Are you there? Be yourself. One of the reasons why we have failed in business is because we have refused to be ourselves. Are you there? Do what you can and do it the way you like it and the way you know, isn't it? Now, just maybe to show you some kind of proof on being yourself. I know some of you have a way of listing. Do you know how you list? How do you list? Kama posi. Hey, maposi, kama posi. Na hii ya mikono namna hii. Umekaa hiyo? Maposi umekaa? So ukikaa hivyo utaona kuna mkono moja inakuaga nje na ingine da. Ni gani iko nje? Ni ya right ama ni ya left? Ni ya right ama ni ya left? Ni ya right Umekaa vizuri sasa jaribu kaa hiyo ingine. Jaribu kaa hiyo ingine. Inaingia ama haingii? Haingii? Inaingia ama haingii? Na kwa wengine haingii, si ndio? Na kwa wengine hata ikiingia, are you comfortable? Are you comfortable? You are not, so you are not yourself. You are not yourself. But the other one is so natural, isn't it? Ukikaa tu kupumzika, unaweka hivyo, isn't it? Haya, tufanye hiyo ingine. Kuna ingine unashikanisha mikono namna hii. Umeshika? Ile ya kupumzika, Hebu angalia hii kidole ni gani iko ndani na ni gani iko nje. Ni ya right ama ni ya left? Ni gani iko nje? Tumesema ni gani? Ya left, Hapana, I'm talking about the thumb, Which thumb is outside? The right one, Or wengine left, Aya, sasa jaribu hiyo ingine. Sasa, no, hiyo ingine ni kusema sasa you can never succeed. Am I communicating? So I've said that you must also be yourself. And next, what are the other tools or what else do you require? So you have talked of what? So far, attitude. What else? The right partner, And of course, it can be both ways. Not just your spouse, but even the other part. There are some business that you cannot do alone, isn't it? So if you need a partner, also look for the right partner. So you have also talked of what? Being what? Be yourself. Now, what else? Now, there is also what we refer to as positive jealousy. Positive what? Jealousy. Have you ever heard of positive jealousy? Kuna jealousy mara ngapi? Positive and negative. So which one should you go for? Negative or positive? Now which one is positive? Which one is negative? Ati ndio hiyo. Positive ni gani? Let me start with the negative. Negative ni gani? Destructive, isn't it? If you see your friend with a nice coat, you take that coat and you throw it away. Or you throw it to the dustbin or to the latrine. That is what? That is negative what? Jealousy. Or you see your friend with a car, then you do what? Huh? Unatoa pumzi. So that is negative what? Negative jealousy, isn't it? Or you see your business, your friend has started a business, and you go there and take a credit with the objective of making sure that that person will collapse. That is negative what? Jealousy. Positive jealousy ni gani? Positive jealousy? Now let me go extreme, eh? Positive jealousy ni when your friend buys a car, akipatia lift unakataa. Am I communicating? Why? Because you feel jealous, eh? You feel like going to the showroom and you buy yours what? Immediately, isn't it? So that is positive what? Jealousy, meaning that you want to be like him, but not making that person worse off, eh? But you also want, you want to know why this guy able to buy and not able to do what? To buy. I will not even take a what? A lift with him. I will go and think on how to buy mine. That is positive what? Jealousy. So that means that in business, when you see somebody have done something better than you, you appreciate. You appreciate, and you move towards achieving a similar what? A similar what? Objective. That is positive what? Positive what? Jealousy. Are you there? Now, positive jealousy, we can also explain from this other perspective. That sometimes when you see a person who is successful, you imagine on how that person can actually collapse so that you can step into the what? You get what I mean, eh? So that means that if you are starting a business, you believe that you can only succeed by the other person doing what? Collapsing. So that is a negative what? Jealousy. Now remember, many a time, you only succeed in life by making the person that you are living with better for you to become what? So mwenye yako juu, ukitaka kukalia mahali yako, unamsukuma wapi? Juu zaidi ndio ukalia hapo. Lakini sio kufanya nini? Sio kuleta chini. Unamsukuma juu zaidi ndio ukalia wapi? Hapo. That is positive what? That is positive jealousy. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm trying to look at some of the factors that we need to really do what? Consider in our what? In our life, so that we can make positive investment. Let me say that another factor is that you need to identify what you want in life, what you want. And remember we said that success is doing something correctly, repeatedly. But sometimes also when you're investing, you need to know that sometimes you need to test. You need to do what? To test. Because some of us, we normally fail because we want to move full blast. And I'm talking to the young generation of, which generation is this? Huh? The Y, eh? So this generation of the rate, you want to be there yesterday. You know what I mean, eh? You want to be there yesterday. Now let me tell you that if you want to be there yesterday, then you find yourself not being there the day before yesterday. Am I communicating? Because you wanted to be there when? Yesterday, then you might not even see the day before yesterday. Now, it is always important that you invest slowly by slow, test your ability. Test your ability. Inaitwa testing unaweka kidogo, you make sure that you have enough resource to retrieve. Ukiona ni baya unafanya nini? Unarudi. Unarusha tena, kama ni baya, unarudi. Kama mara ya tatu ni baya, ondoka hapo. Tafuta kwingi. Now, one of the reasons why many people have failed in business is because they persist on making mistakes. This is some of the mistakes that are done by farmers. A farmer will plant today, he make enough losses. Next year, he plants again and make enough what? Losses. Same product, he plants again, hoping that maybe the other farmers will do something else different, but you rarely make a what? So you don't have to do something long repeatedly, because that is what we say, they refer to as what? Failure. Now, sometimes it's good to give some of the experiences. My first investments, I did my first investment when I was in campus, where it's not a big issue. I know some of the colleagues that we were with, they know, and some are even here. I happened to learn, for those who have been campuses, there's some things that we call tuck shops. It's a shop that you find in the hostels. And when I took over that particular kind of a shop, initially it was in a hidden place, somewhere third floor, fourth floor. But when I went there, I realized that one of the reasons why that tuck shop was there, because they were only targeting the students from the same hostels. I saw an opportunity that we also have students from other hostels. Even if there are tuck shops there, they can also buy from you, isn't it? So I mobilized to make sure that it had to be moved from the third floor to where? To ground floor. And let me assure you that even today, it is where I left it. Even today. So I made a change. I saw an opportunity, and I implemented it, isn't it? And I realized that it could work. It could work. It was a small investment, but I realized that I had that entrepreneurship what? Skill. And I went ahead and ahead. Are we together? Hi. Tuko pamoja? Tuendelee ama tusiendelee? Tuendelee ama tusiendelee? Now, I also need to mention something to do with her source of capital. Source of what? Now, one of the biggest problems that we have, and I said, the chances are that each and every person here has an idea of where you want to invest, the type of investment. The only question that always hits you is what? Is capital. Another big question is, how do you get capital? How do you incubate? Someone talked of incubating. How do you incubate capital? Now, to start with, when you go to investment, and those who have done marketing, you don't start by investing in dogs. You start by investing in cows. I hope I've said those who have done marketing, they know what I mean, isn't it? You don't start by investing in what? Dogs. You invest with what? Cows first, isn't it? Why don't you invest in dogs? If you start by investing in dogs, they eat all your capital, isn't it? Those who are also at lower level, they know that if dogs even eat homework. You know that, eh? So if you invest in what? In dogs, they eat your what? Your capital. What about if you invest in cows? Invest in cows? Cows, you keep on milking. You keep on doing what? Milking. Are you there? But dogs eat your capital. Now, what do I mean? One, your first investment, and I'm talking to investors, am I? Your first investment, for instance, should not be a personal car. If your first investment is a personal car, then that's a dog. True? Why? So, if you might never invest in any other investment, because the car will just come and eat. Just eat your capital, eat your capital, eat your savings. You might never do what? Invest. So if your first investment, and if you have made that mistake, please, don't take an offense. There is also time to do what? Huh? There is time to do what? You have said too? There's a plan B, isn't it? You can sell, and now you start again. Remember, we always say that you should never fear falling, isn't it? Because it does not matter how many times you fall. What matters is how fast you pick yourself and move on, isn't it? So your first investment should not be a what? A car. Because that is a door. It just eats your capital, isn't it? Your first investment should not be to pay dowry. Hey. Am I talking to somebody there? Hey, hi. Hi. I hope I've not touched. Because also, when you start by paying dowry, then you have also, it's also going to eat your what? Your capital, isn't it? I'm not saying, hey, I'm not against the traditions, but keep fast, Keep fast a bit, accumulate, and then you just pay dowry some of the bonuses. Bonuses. But you don't, for instance, the worst mistake you can make in your life is to take a loan from a circle, go and pay the dowry. Because the chances are you are likely to lose your own and the what? And the wife. Because when you bring the wife and you have nothing to eat, the wife will still go, isn't it? And the dowry will not come back. So you are likely to lose everything. So if you have ever thought of going for a loan, and because I know some of you might be organizing, you take a loan to go and pay what? Dowry. Then you're investing in what? And please, the dog in a polite way, when you invest in a cow always do what? Produce what? Milk. They produce what? Milk. Now, remember there was a time when we were told that when you are taking a cup of tea and you are taking pork, and you are taking what? Pork. We are always told that the pig is more committed than the cow, isn't it? Why is the pig more committed than the cow? Because the pig was so committed that it had to give up his life so that pork or sausage can be what? But a cow produces milk and continue. So invest in a what? In cow. So what type of cows are you talking about? Invest in income generating investment. Because one, if you borrow, it will help you to do what? To generate more and more. Am I communicating? Now, the other question is that before you now decide where to invest, how do you incubate or accumulate your resources? Now, some people here have already talked about investment in what? In circles. In circles, you make contributions, and then once you make contributions, you can borrow, of course, with an objective of paying back. But you can be able to put some contributions there which you cannot get them back, isn't it? Now, some of you, those who have done Section 3, they know what we refer to as sinking fund. You know what a sinking fund? What's a sinking fund? In a layman language. A sinking fund is a fund that sink, isn't it? Now, how does it sink? Once you put that money in that fund, it never do what? It does not come out. Are you there? So inakaa wapi? Uko. So if you put your savings in a circle, you cannot be able to retrieve your what? Your savings. So you are able to accumulate. But if you decide to save in your bank, let me tell you that problems or issues normally come to the value of the amount that is in your bank. Have you ever realized that? Issues always come to the amount and value of what is in the bank. So that after you have withdrawn everything, your problems does what? Ends. They wait until you put more in the what? Hey, you guys, am I communicating? Yes. Remember, I'm talking out of experience. If you try to save using a what? A bank, and especially a what? A current account where you can deposit and withdraw anytime, let me tell you that you never save. You never save. And after all, even if you're a good saver, and you want to save $1 million, and you are saving how much? Maybe on monthly basis. Somebody asks you how much you want as a salary. You are saving how much? Assuming 10,000, isn't it? How long will it take you to save $1 million? Simple mathematics, QA guys, 100 months, 100 months, how many years? How many years are those? You have said how many years? 10 years, Oh, okay. A month is in year is of 10 months, So 10 years, Is it 10 years? 9. Okay, something close to that, Now, you can imagine, you are talking of 9 years, isn't it? And I believe most of you, since when you knew yourself, nasema wakati ulijielewa. Wakati wengine wenu hajamaliza 9 years. Ni kweli? Ni kweli? Na inawezekana, Unajua kujielewa, when you knew why you are here and what you are supposed to do, that's wakati ulijielewa. Wengine hajamaliza 9 years. Ni kweli? Now what you are saying is that since that time ulijielewa, mpaka saa hii bado huja save $1 million, isn't it? But if you go to a circle, and a circle whereby you can get 4 times of your savings, so you require how much to get $1 million? You require 250. So simple mathematics, saving 10,000. How many years are those? 2 years, isn't it? So within 2 years, you're able to get your million. Are you there? Okay. Now we used to make a joke sometimes when we started investing, and we would say, "Show me $1 million." Show me a what? $1 million. And now you wonder, now how can I get $1 million? It does not matter how you get $1 million. If it is even if it is a loan, show me a what? Now some guys are saying here, show me what? Your money. So what they forgot to say is that show me your million. I show you where to do what? To invest. But of course you also invest in an investment which is a cow. So one way of accumulating your resources is going to a what? Going to a circle. Are you there? Now, ladies and gentlemen, take advantage of the available what? Sources of what? Capital, where the rate of return, or let's say where the interest charges are low. Isn't it? Si munajua zingine. Just the other day, I had a certain minister complaining that youth are not investing, isn't it? And the funds are there, isn't it? We have what? We have where? We have Uwezo. What else? We have youth. In fact, some of you are not even aware that they are there. Are you aware? And what you need is just a business proposal. Do you know how to write a business proposal? Yes. Do you? Yeah. What did I say? Write it the way? I want to buy a cow, isn't it? What is the cost of the cow? I want to finance 10%. You finance me 90%, isn't it? I want this cow to be producing me milk. This milk I'll be selling there, isn't it? When I sell there, I'll get income. I will pay. That's a business proposal, isn't it? Hey, you guys. You know the problem, I said, one of the main reasons why you feel in business is because we also inakaa ni kama professional, and you may not even implement. Please write your business proposal there the way you want, isn't it? In fact, don't tell that person to write for you. Even if you don't know how to write, tell that person, come here. This is what I want. Adika hii. Are you there? Ng'ombe. Now put it in that other language, isn't it? By the way, what I'm trying to put across is that sometimes we normally take long to do investment because we also fail to do what? To take the initiative that's actually available. Now, let me also tell you one of the other areas where a success in business can always come in. It is the kind let me talk of, do you call them the peer group? Who are your peer group? Okay? And who are the members of your club? Today, somebody have mentioned about Pinnacle Investment Club. That's a club, isn't it? Do you belong to any club? Now, that club is what brings in the networking. There? Networking. Are you there? Now, some of us are in those clubs whereby every time when you see a call, a guy is inviting you for one. You know what I mean? Uko wapi? I buy you what? I buy you one. And I'm telling you that those guys are so much used to one that there's a guy who told me to go for one, but when I went there, I was a bit hungry. Yeah? You know, I never went in a good school. I was a bit hungry or hungry. Which one is which? Huh? No, I was initially that one, then I became the other one. So initially I was what? I was that other one of the stomach. Then thereafter I became the other one. Before I became that other one. So I was initially hungry, then I become and then angry, isn't it? So there were three. Yeah? Now, because when he told me that he wanted to buy me one, and I was that one, I told him that instead of buying me one, why don't you buy me a quarter of, and then he told me that, no, that one we don't share. If you want to do that one, then do that one for yourself. So I can only buy one, but not the other one. Hiyo ni ya mtu ajitafutia, lakini ingine naweza fanya nini? So you see, that is a kind of a club whereby you never move forward. You always move where? Backward. Am I communicating? So be in a club or a group that is focused. That is what? Focused. Okay? A club that says that we want to be here next year, but when we want to be there. And let me tell you that we have an example of some of the guys who have succeeded in business clubs, or call them general clubs. Do you know of any? We have the Trans what? It was a business club, isn't it? And let me tell you that even business clubs has made presidents in our country. Is that true? Is that true? For sure. If for instance, next year I want to be, not next year, 2017, I want to become a president, and this is a club that we have here, will you accept to be in the club? Now look, yes? And then I just need to say that there's that guy who missed an MP by how many votes? You said how many? If that guy was here today, so we are 200. He could have booked and said that now next time, you guys join my club. Join my club, because I only missed by how many? 200, hoping that the other who voted for you are still where? They are still there. But anyway, be in a club that will always make you better. Be in a club that will help you to do what you cannot, what you cannot do individually. Are you there? Don't be in a club that you always propose to do something that you can do by yourself. Ama namna gani? So haja gani tukuja hapa wote ati tuchage tununue ka quarter of an acre. Sasa ka quarter of an acre mtafanyaje na quarter of an acre all of us? Mtafanya kitu? On your own, can you buy? Yes, you can. So why go for a group to just buy what? What you can on your own. Now, by the way, clubs have made people to move from one point to the other. Am I communicating? I don't know whether I'm boring. Am I boring you? No. Now, tuendelee tusiendelee? Now, I'm almost getting what? To that particular point. That particular point. Which is that point? You know, I'm a human being and I'm subject to the law of diminishing. Diminishing? No, if you have not done economics, please don't finish. The law of diminishing what? Marginal returns. And you? You're also subject to the law of diminishing At the demand. You are receiving, so diminishing utility, isn't it? So therefore, sometimes if a speech is good, it should be short, precise, and what? And? What have you said? Okay, to the point, isn't it? But sometimes you talk, and then the day, you may actually leave others wondering, what did that guy say, isn't it? Now, I say that one, my main objective today is actually to think outside the box, outside the box, not theoretically, because theories have never or have failed many. Theories have failed many. That if you want to do something, you go to the theory. What does the theory say? Do the things outside the box. Do it your what? Your way. But then when you do things your way, you come out original. You come out what? Original. I like maybe even somebody like Sari. You know Sari? The lady who have just done poetry here. Kiddo, isn't it? See, that's an investment. It's an investment. And many a time, by the way, you may never tell your talent. It is other people who tells you, isn't it? So today you allow me to tell Sari that she has a talent, and that is an investment. Please don't stop at that particular point, because sometimes we always wonder, and maybe that is one of the main reasons why some of you have never invested, is because you don't know where can I invest. And please, don't adulate yourself. Don't adulate yourself, because most of you normally adulate yourself. Some claims that where I come from, we don't have investors. Are there some who normally claim that way? At where I come from, hakuna nini? Hakuna investors. Investors, I don't know, wanatoka wapi, some regions. Watu ndio wanafanyanga investment. Sisi hatufanyagi hiyo. So even if you see that person doing the investment, unasema, hiyo sio you can be the first one. You can be the first one. Am I communicating? Of course, investment, remember, even started in the Bible. True or false? You know the story of the three, were they three or there were how many? Pastor? Were they three or there were four? There were three. They were given, I'm talking of those guys who are given, what? Talents. There were how many? There were three, isn't it? Okay? They were given how many? What, were five, eh? 5, 2 and what? And of course, you know that one of them, what he did, isn't it? Now the worst of them, alifanya nini? Alienda akaficha, isn't it? So after maybe that period expired, alikuja akasema yangu ndio hii. Imagine hata sijaitumia, hata guza, hata ni ile tu nilifanya nini? Hiyo ile tu ndio hii nimerudisha. But of course, and the other one did what? The other one went and multiplied, isn't it? But then what did that one do? Oh. The two multiplied, eh? But the